Well, hello. How is everyone tonight? Let me clear my throat. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. If you're watching this live or as a replay, welcome. Uh, are you ready to ramble? Whoops. Okay, there. Sorry about that. Oh, we got an eyeball or two eyeballs. So welcome. Please join the chat if you like. I've got some Cambodian news stories that are interesting to kind of cover as people come in and join. So I can get started on that so that at least with the replay, it's not boring. Um, so here we go. Let's see. So here in Cambodia, our prime minister is Hun Sen, Prime Minister Hun Sen, and he had some strong words this week for politicians. This is interesting. Now, don't let me lose you because what he means is different than what you think. So he had strong words for politicians who claim to advocate for human rights but ignore the right to life. Now, he's not talking about abortion, okay? So don't get freaked out about that. He's talking about people in situations of war, um, maybe famine or anything, disasters um, like this. Okay, so he was speaking, and he gave a speech at a ceremony he was at, and he said, quote, some people like to talk about human rights and democracy, but the right to life seems to skip peace or war. They want to destroy, but do not know that war kills people. And he said that if the right to life is not taken into account, all other rights will be lost, including the right to political activities and the activities of civil society organizations. So see, he's in the hot seat a lot. A lot of people feel that he's a dictator, that you know there should there should be a change in the government. He has been in power for a long, 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 long time. Hey, Chalet. um, so he's been in power for a long time, and so a lot of people think that that should change, and a lot of other countries and human rights activists, human rights council, whatever things like this, um, put him in the hot seat. All right, and he's saying, look, how can you say that we need to have more human rights, when you're not even around the world calling out people whose lives themselves are in danger. um, kind of like don't throw a stone at a glass. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Or he who has no sin, throw the first stone. Blah blah blah. Lots of different sayings that are pretty much in line with what he's talking about. Um, so he's got a point that if you don't have a life because you're dead because of a war, then how can you have human rights? You know, and I gotta, I'll just put it out there right now. I'm all for human rights, okay, in general, but sometimes there's like, you know, sometimes these rights get just a little bit too far, you know, because we're not guaranteed a perfect life. Some of us are born poor, some of us are born rich. We're born in a spectrum of families and cultures and religions and politics, and it's the luck of the draw which one you get born into. Um, and it's great if your government happens to provide various things for you, such as education and things. But you know, even education, is it a good thing Absolutely. Does it make a huge difference if a society is educated as opposed to a society that's not educated? Absolutely. But does that fall under a human right? I mean, I don't know. To me, clean air, clean water, safety to be able to use a toilet, or relieve yourself. You don't know. I even take that back. Maybe you have an outhouse and you don't even have a toilet, but you have an outhouse or something. But safety to not worried about getting raped or something when you're trying to have a bodily function. You know, is it a good thing to have the best medical care available? Absolutely. Is that a human right? I, I don't know. I think it's pushing it. To have children have the right to play. Is it a good thing if children play? Absolutely. Is it a human right? I mean, I think we got to stick to the basics here. Hey, Andy, how are you? Good to see you. So, okay. So that's that story. He's got a point. There's another one. So in this speech, he mentioned a lot of different things. He goes on and on and on and on and on, right? And so the news kind of takes, this little piece for a story and this little piece for a story. So he called on women not to undergo excessive cosmetic plastic surgery. Oh, he's such a horrible dictator. That's maybe not a bad thing. If you're in LA, there's people that make their livings off of women wanting to have excessive cosmetic plastic surgery. And he's calling on people, don't go overboard with it. A little bit's okay, but come on, be realistic. And the reason he brought this up is because recently, I think in the last week or so, there was a woman who went to a beauty clinic to have a breast augmentation surgery, and she died in the surgery. So his quote, however good the translation is I call on women not to reach that level, brackets, of too much beauty. This woman died on March 4th, so about 10 days ago. And the Ministry of Health said that they will continue the legal process against individuals who have committed crimes together with those responsible, as well as the owners of that particular beauty clinic. Yeah. Oh, everyone's saying hello. Yes, we have God-given rights. Yes, to play. You think play should be a human right? I know it's a good thing, but I don't know if it falls under human rights. But hey, we can all have different opinions. So here's another thing about wildlife, which is great. There's a wildlife sanctuary in some mountains here, the Cardamom Mountains, and they're ready to welcome some tigers being shipped here from India at the end of the year. Sawana Gauntlet, the founder and CEO of Wildlife Alliance, said on Sunday. She said, quote, I want to tell you that the tiger zone will have no snares. It is snare free and the tigers will be safe there. The tigers from India will find a good home in Tatai. That's the wildlife sanctuary. They're bringing them here to be released because this species of tiger is considered to be extinct in Cambodia, because there has not been an official sighting since 2007. That's the year I came to Cambodia. God tells us to sing, so that's pretty close. Well, yeah, God tells us to sing, and so, but is singing a human right? I mean, I think a lot of times, especially in America, we confuse the Constitution with what everyone around the world should have. And while America is one form of government, and it could be debated on how good it is, at least in theory, right? With the Declaration of Independence and such, it's not a bad concept. It's a pretty good idea, and but it's not the only idea. There's other forms of government that that countries, to me, countries should be allowed to have. You know, I love to sing, and I think it would be horrible if you weren't allowed to sing. And I'll tell you, in Cambodia, in that aspect, culture is very protected. In that, and because they went through the Khmer Rouge time, where weddings were outlawed unless it was more like a justice of the peace kind of. They had these mass weddings where they'd have a room full of like 20 women and 20 men, and they would just say something, and then, okay, now they're married. Not all of them to all of them, but like, okay, one man and one woman of all. So it was like a mass wedding for everybody getting married at the same time. And you did not get to choose who you got married to. The village chief, said, okay, you guys are now, you're married. And but the weddings, the music, singing, the only like music allowed was some propaganda music that they recorded and would play on speakers or whatever. But like, if you were caught singing music that was from the 60s and 70s, or before, that prior, and any of the cultural music, you were killed. So they, the people now had survived through that. And so it's very protected, to be able to have weddings and sing and dance and have celebrations and things. Don't need to call it a human right to do it, though. I think apples and oranges, it's not healthcare. Our rights are given to us by God. Well, see, that's a great point, Chalet. Our God-given rights, is that the same thing as human rights? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. That's definitely a question to be discussed. None of that speaker music. I'm for choosing our own music. Oh yeah, exactly. Just what came out of the speakers, and that was it. Okay, so back to the tigers. This is a very large project. There's 90 hectares of forest land. I don't know how much hectares are really, but it's a lot. And they're going to set up a fence around the area to help the tigers adapt after they're released into the forest. So yeah, they said that like the last picture of a tiger was taken in the eastern highlands of Cambodia in 2007. I actually, now remember, I said the last official sighting because I had a job working for like a resort that was being built on top of a different mountain. Let's see, they're talking about an eastern highlands. This would have been the southwest where this resort was being built. And I was the PR director. And so one of the things that was shown to me by the people, while construction was going on, they worked together with rangers, and they set up camera, the trip cameras to catch wildlife, and they caught an image of a tiger. Now, is that tiger still alive? Well, that, poachers could have gotten it, or it could have died of natural causes or whatever. But I saw that image that was captured of a tiger. So I hate the statistic that they keep claiming. But I respect that they never saw the picture that I saw. And so it's not an official picture. Anyway, Tigger collection. I know my first cat here in Cambodia was named Tigger, and I had him until I don't know, I guess he lived to be about 12 years old or something. And it just broke my heart when he passed away, because number one, it was the first time a pet of mine died actually in my arms, and it was a very distressing situation to go through, and I had no guidance of anybody of like if what was happening was normal, because there was a lot of like kind of twitching and shaking and oh, it was just so distressing. But I was just holding him and comforting him and everything until he finally let go. Georgie Girl, singing Georgie Girl won't go over well. Well, I don't remember. I remember Georgie Girl, but I don't remember all the words to Georgie Girl and why it wouldn't go over very well. Uh, but I love that. Maybe I should, well, anytime, when my Wi-Fi is not fast enough. So when I get over into the new house, I'm going to get a new Wi-Fi and a higher speed and everything. So we'll be, because it was so fun that one night that everybody was like throwing, I think we were talking about the cars and stuff. And so then I was like Googling all the cars so we could all see the cars that so everyone was making their comments, but it was much more interactive because I was finding pictures for everything that everybody was talking about. So we could all see together what everyone was talking about. Unstable Mabel, woohoo! Welcome. Yeah, so that was fun. I look forward to being able to do that regularly, but right now I have to stay away. So I'm not going to look up the lyrics to Georgie Girl. That's not, blah 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 blah. That's why we call it rambling, right? All that just to say I'm not going to look it up right now. Okay, here's a really stupid criminal stories. Here's one in Cambodia. So I'm sure you've noticed that scammers have started using Telegram, especially here on YouTube, where in somebody's comments, it's like, oh, they'll fake the profile of the person whose channel it is, right? And then they'll say, oh, you've won a prize. Send me a message on Telegram, and I mean, delete those, report them, block them right away if you ever come across. So Georgie Girl referring to like a boy, Georgie. So Georgie Girl is like Brit speak for boyish girl. A boyish girl. So a tomboy? Or do you mean kind of like Boy George, who was like a guy that was more like a girl? Right? Boy George was like a girl. But you're saying it's like a boyish girl. So if a girl is boyish, that would be a tomboy. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So anyway, back to Telegram. Stupid criminal award. Someone sending, so they were just random, they had a random phone number generator. They're sending out their thing and they're targeting Cambodia. And so they chose a Telegram phone number, so they made a Telegram profile with using a Lao phone number prefix. After investigation, it turns out this person was actually in Taiwan, and but they made the Telegram profile with a Laotian phone number, and then they're sending a message to Cambodia, to Cambodians, right? And I'll read you this from the story. There's a reason why it's the stupidest criminal. The person that I will reveal in a moment who received this message, and hence it became a story, said, about an hour ago, I was sent a message in English for me to send money through ABA. That's a bank here that has a lot of money transfer, which used the profile of someone named Tycoon Kun Seer, but the phone number is 856, which is the number code for Laos. Okay. This random generator phone number thing happened to send the message to the Prime Minister. So Prime Minister Hun Sen of Cambodia received this telegram message, who then automatically set his telecommunications cyber police people to investigate. That's how we know it was actually originated in Taiwan. It mentioned that last year our Minister of Interior also received like a scamming message. Last year, it says. Now, the Minister of Interior, I was thinking about this, you guys, like the girls in the Philippines. And in America, we have the Department of Defense, right? And it has all the military, National Guard, stuff like that. Well, here, that would be the Ministry of Defense. But the Ministry of Interior is basically all home-based, all domestic law enforcement. Okay. So the police, if you think comparing to America, the police, which are citywide in the U.S., the sheriffs, which are countywide. We don't really have state police, but we have an attorney general. The FBI, the ATF, the DEA, drug enforcement, so alcohol, tobacco, firearms, drug enforcement. Is there a cybercrime unit in the U.S.? I don't know. All of that. So think J. Edgar Hoover mixed, I mean, with every police mayor and attorney general and all rolled into one. The minister of the Ministry of Interior is that top person. Oh my goodness. And he got one of these scams too. So anyway, they go on to encourage people to like use caution on all social media and everything, and don't trust anybody asking for money that you don't know. Okay, here's another one. This does not involve the prime minister. So there's a 33-year-old man who had a fight with his wife. And so he burned the house down. Now the fight was over the fact that he wanted his wife, who was, okay, he's 33, she's 31. He wanted her to go move in with his mother. So her mother-in-law. He's telling his wife, I want you to go to a different city and live with my mother. And she's like, no, I'm not leaving. And so then he destroyed 18 lanterns and set the house on fire, reducing everything to ashes with nothing left. So that's an interesting crime. Not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. I don't know which one, but all of them. Oh, 22-year-old Cambodian youth. Oh, this is a happy story. So this 22-year-old is trying to break a Guinness World Record. And we have these kind of like a rickshaw, which is like it's like a bicycle with a seat in front of it, and we call it a cyclo. And so I guess India at one point made this like really, really, really big cyclo, and so it became the world's largest. And so now this guy has founded a charity organization based in Phnom Penh, and he hopes that this effort of getting the Guinness World Record will rejuvenate the cyclo sector, because people are taking tuk-tuks and other forms of transportation. And plus, there used to be a lot of tourists that also would like to ride them, and there's not a lot of tourism. Anymore. Just had to check, see what those messages were. Nothing. So anyway, he's hoping that by promoting the Ciclo on the international stage, he says, quote, he hopes to increase the popularity of Ciclos across the world and help the Ciclo riders who have been going through a tough time since the pandemic in the country. And he said that they have a special place in his life because his grandmother used to take him around Phnom Penh on Ciclos when he was a small boy. Now, to get the size of this, he says our giant Ciclo will be about 20 meters long. That's about 65 feet. I did the conversion before. So long, the bicycle and the seat part from like wheel to wheel would be like the size of it. The telephone poles are usually about 60 foot high. So you figured the length of it is like the length of a telephone pole laying down. It'll be 13 meters tall, which is 42 feet high. So about 2/3 of a telephone pole high. They're going to start building it in May, and they hope to finish by November. And he's confident that this will break the Guinness Book of World Records. Currently, yeah, I mentioned India has it, which was only not quite about 2/3 of the size of this one. All right. And that was the last one. That was the last Cambodian news story that I have for you guys, just to get things started. 26 minutes. So what do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to ramble about? I noticed right before I came on, not to go into this subject for a long time, but another channel started a live about 10 minutes before mine was set to start. Thought that was interesting. Shelly, you've been working overtime on your little cult of personalities. I love your cotton candy girl and your kitty with money, your money kitty, cash kitty. And now you've got the Southern Belle. Love that one too. Andy, I saw you left a message under one of them. Mabel, you leave messages all the time. You know, I don't always leave messages, but I try to hit like on everything. You know, try to help support and just living the dream. Yeah. Hey, I don't recall since last week, our last conversation last week. You haven't got the dolphins again. We're missing the dolphins. We were really looking forward to seeing the dolphins, or did I just miss one about the dolphins? I don't think I mean, I saw the original one that you had where you were knocking on the deck and the dolphin was there. But not a new one. I haven't seen something about the fish feeding time. Anyway, the job's going great. I'm loving it. And you know what is so funny is that there's actually kind of a little bit of drama situation kind of going on, but it doesn't feel like drama at all. I don't feel it's not toxic. It actually feels very good in the sense of that all the upper management is like, we have to take care of this. We have to make sure the clients are satisfied, and so we don't lose them as clients. You know, that would be detrimental. You see them again, you'll definitely film. Good, 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 good. Oh, they've been a few docks down. Oh, those nasty dolphins are not coming over to your house. Shame on them. Oh. Yeah, I've posted a couple. I think you guys have all seen them about the dogs in the fountain. Oh, well, Lucky Lady goes swimming in the fountain. Popeye hasn't figured it out yet. But Popeye gets real excited when Lucky Lady is in the fountain because he sees her having so much fun. So I think it's only a matter of time before Popeye learns to go in the fountain too. Ah, is your aide there, Mabel? In case you're listening but not watching at the moment. Spring break now and the neighbors are getting wild. Oh, well, join them. If you can't beat them, join them. I don't know. It depends on like just how wild they're getting. If they're just having a loud party, that's great. if they're like, I don't know, acting like Mardi Gras, or like, spring break in Florida. Oh, well, you are in Florida, but you know what I mean. Whatever big major, because you're on this nice little canal. Usually they go to a beach, what, near Pensacola or something, kind of on the Gulf side, I think is where they usually go. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Popeye. So Popeye and Lucky Lady, I think they're excited. They're gonna love the new home. Um, I got all the plants moved over, and some of you saw the coconut, getting the guy climbing the coconut tree to get coconuts. Visitors from up north arriving pale and leaving red. Yeah, they don't have time to get tan, do they? They're too drunk sometimes. Oh, you forgot that Marcus in the Morning live chat, for this chat, you were scribed when like less than 10 now has like 20 to 30 regulars, and Dame Von Daisy and I catch up on the NPC show. Cool. So it's at the same time as mine, and you have to choose between them. Marcus in the Morning. That's a great name for a show. You forgot Marcus in the Morning live chat. For this chat, this meaning the Marcus in the Morning, or this meaning mine, scribed when like less than 10. Okay. When you subscribe to Marcus's live chat, Marcus in the Morning, he had less than 10 regular people in the chat, and now he's got like 20 to 30 regulars. Okay, and that's the chat where you get to hook up with Dame Von Daisy. Or that's a different show, the NPC show. You watch. Oh, right. That's that Patriot something. You guys told me about it last time. You don't watch them live. Typically, you catch the shorts. Frank. My post-nasal drip is drying up significantly, but I still get a little bit of tickle. This is iced Ovaltine, what's left of it. It was 75 cents, 3,000 real when I got my dinner tonight. The brother, there's like brothers and sisters, or like they're married, they're like they're husbands and wives, but some of them are brothers and sisters or something. So like the two guys do they call it doner kebab. It's where you've got the big the spinning spit that's got the meat. In this case, it's pork that they kind of stack it all on there, and then it rotates. That's the kebab part, right? And or is that the donor part? It's got to be, because I know for us in America, we usually think of kebabs as anything on a stick, right? And in this case, it's like the meat is on the stick, and not the food you're eating. Because the food you're eating, they put it in this triangle bread that's not quite pita bread, but kind of like if you had a pita sandwich, only it's a big triangle, and they put vegetables and the meat and some sauce, and it's only $1. So I get two, because if I have just one, it's so delicious. It's like I still want more. But then by the time I finish two, I'm like really full. You forego Marcus weekday chat for yours same time. Oh, thank you, because you get him 4 days a week anyway. So thank you so much for sharing your time to include me too, Andy. Thank you. How's the weather? Gosh, I saw like Humboldt County video of people with snow on their roofs and things that were just, I mean, the amount of snow. And then right now there's another Pineapple Express, or they call it atmospheric river or something, that's coming in. My goodness. DVB Daisy. That's a lot easier to say. Thank you. Chat is Jinda random times, like Gina Maria Colvin Hill's lives are random announcement. Yeah, I'll tell you, I've thought about being a little bit random, and I mean, like I got my Tuesday night. Okay, I'm doing my Tuesday night, and but I've there's been times I thought, oh, I wonder if I'd hopped on if anybody's out there, and if anybody would join. Snow big time a couple of days. How are the dogs doing? They're going for walks okay? Not jumping out over the fence and running out into the street? Just heard something on the floor. I don't know what. It sounded like a paper cup or something, but there's no paper cups. Maybe I should look and see. What was it? Oh, I know what it was. I see it. It was the lid that was on like a little cake. It was a tiramisu like cake and creamy, like whipped cream cake pudding kind of thing. And as you can see, it was like this size. It was just a little cup, and then I ate it with a spoon. But this was the lid on it. Cats must have been playing with that as a toy. They love straws too. I have to fight for my straws. But then that's pretty cheap. That's cheaper than buying cat toys. Just let them play with a straw. You chased the doggies all day yesterday and you gave them a ride in the car for punishment. Or are they afraid of going in the car because they think they're going to go to the vet and get shots? Oh, goodness. Yeah. So, what's going on, everybody? So, Andy's got snow. Chalet's got good weather and spring break headaches. And Mabel's in some kind of vortex that she never gets bad weather, right? Yeah, her aide must be with her. Mm-hmm. Well, I finished all my news stories. What else is there? I could like talk to a fence post. We could talk about music. The Oscars. Did you guys watch the Oscars? It's cooler here today, but just beautiful. That's wonderful. So every year I do an Oscars live party. And so I did that. Got up early because it's in Sunday evening in the US, but that means that it's like starts at 8 a.m. here, and had to get everything set up and stuff. There's just a couple people. It wasn't big. I mean, I've had it where it's like been hundreds of people. But I wasn't sure about back when we had hundreds of people, there were definitely like HBO had the rights and we have HBO, on the cable station and stuff. So it was no problem. I knew that as long as the hotel we were in or the restaurant we were in had cable and had HBO, that we'd be able to show it. And then I think AXN, a channel out of Singapore, had it. But then the last couple of years, they got really tight on the license. Like when ABC bought the rights, they like cut out everybody else's rights for a couple of years, like during the pandemic. And then this year was the first year that other stations actually, like other stations in Asia, actually had rights to the show. Missed the Oscars this time because it was not on one of your subscription package channels. I know. They've made it so hard for everybody to see. They're way too woke for your taste. I hear you, but like with my film industry development stuff, I kind of like have to do it. There you are. Why, did I go away someplace? Yeah, we noticed someone else was live at the same time. Yeah. Oh wait, now it only says one person. What the heck? Why is there only one eyeball? You had to do the research. We all watch crap for that. Oh, goodness. Oh, your aide just left. She loves your shorts, by the way. Ah, well, I'm sure she's talking about Chalet's shorts, you know. Although I did do one today. I mean, I think, okay, because like with the dog one, I'm thinking this should be a short. But I think because I'm holding it horizontal is why it doesn't go up as a short. So today I did one holding the phone, vertical. And tell you what, it's because they are in top chat, Maven. Who's in the top chat? The shorts are in the top chat? I'm not sure what you're talking about. And you'll tell me what, Chalet? Tell you what you talking about? Willis, right? We figured it out last time. Love the coconut. Yes, I know. Wasn't that fun? It's like they asked me if they can have some coconuts, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Here, let me get my phone out. If they're gonna climb up in this coconut tree, I have got to catch this. But today I went out and here's my purse. I got something today. I thought I was going to get my work permit, but I wasn't. They sent me, the HR department sent me out to get something else. And it looks like this. Right? You can see my picture. Should probably hold it like this so you can't, just in case there's any kind of information that's sensitive. It's called, everything's in Khmer. National Social Security Fund card. And what it is so this National Social Security was actually the workers' compensation to start. Phase 1 was workers' compensation if someone was injured on the job, right? But now they've expanded it to phase 2. So it covers all medical services. And so my employer, my new job, pays taxes. So therefore, even though I'm a foreigner, because I am in country and paying taxes, I am enrolled in the National Social Security Fund. And I can go to any, basically public hospital and receive care for free. And a lot of people, they say, man, it's Cambodia. You got to be airlifted out to have medical service. No, I've been here 16 years. They're fine. Anytime my son had a problem, I always took him to the local hospital, and it was fine. He always had, his care was fine. He was even in ICU once. And what's really interesting about the ICU here, I mean, at least in the public hospital, is your family members go in and sit with you. They're not isolated. Like in America, like the ICU is like everybody has to stay out and, until you get better, and very, very, very limited, immediate family only, one person at a time, super strict, visitation if they let you visit at all, right? And here, no regulations at all. He had I guess he was intubated, I don't know if it went all the way down his throat or if it was just like a thing that they put in your mouth to make sure you don't swallow your tongue kind of thing. It might have just been that. That's for short-term disability. It's for anything. And if you have a short-term disability, I was looking on the website so that I'd kind of know what are some of the benefits, right? If you're out of work because of say a short-term disability, they will pay you 70% of your wages. Now, I don't know if that part will count for me as a foreigner because that's a lot higher wage than the Cambodians would normally be getting. Um, but maybe it would. I don't know. And but even if there's like a permanent disability, then you would get living expenses. Then it becomes kind of like, what is it, social security disability payments. So it's like it's all the social services wrapped up in one name. I think I think pensions will probably be a part of it as too. You know, and it's like life insurance. They'll pay for, well, I don't know that they pay for a funeral itself, but they will pay for transportation of a corpse. So if I die, not expatriate, is it called no, not repatriation, is when you're sent to another country, back to your home country. But like if you were in a car accident outside of Phnom Penh, then they would transport me back to Phnom Penh. Your roommate had bowel. Okay. I was just reading. So you were just in the hospital. Thank goodness you're back home. I'm glad to hear that. But your roommate had some bowel problems, and Jesus had to help you through that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you don't have to go through that anymore, that you are back home, and hopefully is it the cigarette smoke smell will be a lot better than bowel problem smells. You have ambulance response, but for critical or time sensitive injuries, we medevac rotorcraft to Reading or Reno. Wow. That's interesting. I've flown in a small plane from Reno to Reading and back, actually. So my friend that was living in Utah um, had a high school reunion in San Jose, but he had a friend who helped pay for the gas of the plane. So he had one friend that had the plane, and because he gave like free lessons to this guy and stuff and helped him, and you have to keep your pilot certificate active as well, so you kind of have to keep on the training or whatever. Anyway, so he got kind of like free use of the plane when he wanted it. And then he had another friend that wanted to go visit his girlfriend in Reading, and so by flying him out, he paid the gas, right? Pneumonia, antibiotics, but can't really smoke yet, still holding my lid. Oh my goodness. I've had pneumonia one. In fact, it was officially bronchitis on the verge of pneumonia, and it was hell. Oh my God. Every breath in and out, because your diaphragm is moving both ways. I mean, every breath hurt for so long. Oh, you're just holding your lit cigarette. When my grandfather got really, really, really old and he was bedridden and was kind of out of it a bit, we would put the cigarette in his hand between his fingers, and he'd like move it to his mouth, but he wasn't really like smoking. It was more like reflex, and if he wasn't doing that, then he'd get upset. I'd get agitated. So we had to like give it, but we wouldn't light it. We just put the cigarette in his hands. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Did somebody say it was karma that she went to the hospital? I don't think so. In fact, um, as someone went live so for me to even say it's slow Wi-Fi. Anyway, it was like all the glitches were still happening. And I thought, it. I thought you clearly. So why are you still having glitches? You know, I don't and still it used to be. I think even Pam says it's not like it used to be, um, and I'm not into these like videos of just showing the nature and stuff, just because I don't know if something else is happening. Um, so I don't feel comfortable so I don't watch those. If I see that that's all it is, then I immediately jump off. Um, although sometimes, I mean, I don't know, some people may and if there's people that appreciate just having the quiet nature, um, maybe they're bedridden someplace and the nature feels good to be able to see and watch the squirrels and look at the moss and everything, and then that's fine. Everybody should do whatever they want to do, and the people that like it will watch and the people that don't won't. But there's freedom to make the videos and to have the videos. Somebody left a comment. Oh, wait. Let me go up a little bit. Okay, so Andy's telling you to hang tough, and and then Mabel says you have that breathing machine that you blow into for a minute every hour and it helps. Oh wow, yeah, no, I never had that. I don't think. Um, they just sent me home because my stepmom was, didn't work outside of the house. I don't think. Maybe she did part time or something, and so she was there to take care of me. Somebody left a comment for you asking why isn't smoke that cig in your last rant video. Okay, I know sometimes like we all like type things kind of out of order or something. Voodoo Mecca Lecca Hi Mecca Heiny Ho. Oh no, I hope I didn't just say some kind of chant, Shelly. Chalet? What are you doing? What are you writing in my chat? Unstable Mabel. I agree, Chalet. Went to ER for something else and they found it. Oh yeah, yeah. Totally blessed that they found it, because, like I said, even me just having that bronchitis on the verge of pneumonia, and they've actually, I don't know if they've adjusted the standards or if it's worse than what I had. Oh yeah, you got to nip that in the bud. um Andy, you have had pneumonia and thought it was just a flu, tried to sick it out for a few days but did not get any better, was really down to prayer. Your wifey took you to the emergency, emaciated and horrible. Wow. Yeah. So it's not something to mess with. It's okay. It was PB Herman. Oh, PB Herman said it. Okay. Oh, that makes it okay. It was PB Herman. I have to admit, I loved that show when it was on. Now I know he's like a super pedophile guy. Um, but it was a fun kids show at the time. You lost your mind, Mabel. Well, that's okay. You're safe here. We still love you. It's okay. Yeah. Came right out of it after meds, but still 2 weeks of rest. I mean, nothing to, yeah, do nothing but rest. Exactly. I mean, I was bedridden in the house. Like I could have been in a hospital, right? But my stepmom was there to take care of me. And oh, it was. And what happened was every summer I went back to Georgia and to stay with my dad. And my senior year in high school, I decided to go live with my dad for the whole school year. And so I had never lived through a winter. Now in California, as you guys know, you get snow, right? So I didn't live in the snow, but I would take trips to the snow, and you would prepare yourself, have warm clothing and everything, whatever, right? And but what I did not, so you know, if there's snow, it's cold, right? If there's sun, it's warm. It's not like that in places that get cold. So, like in Georgia, um, what happened was it was a bright, sunny day in the middle of winter or days. So, I did not dress warmly because I thought the sun would be enough to be warm. And it's not. It's still cold, even though there's sun. And I got pneumonia. Yeah. Oh, but it was so horrible. Like I said, I mean, every breath was laying there, and it was like, I don't want to take another breath in, but you have to. You breathe in, and I just suffer that pain. And then it's like, I'm holding my breath, and it's like, I don't want to breathe out, but you have to. So I'd breathe out the pain, and every breath in and out was just unbearable pain. I'll never forget it. Oh, Chalet, you thought that Pee Wee Herman only played with himself. I think it's been established that, yeah, okay. Sorry that you were so sickly, Andy. And you're trying to, Mabel. I'm trying to hang in there. We know you will. When people falsely accuse you of things, it does make you lose your mind. This is true. Our health is the most important thing, no joke. Absolutely. It's kind of like, Mabel, you weren't here when we were first doing the very first story. Oh, you kind of caught the tail end of the first story, where the prime minister here came out in a speech saying, human rights are all well and good, basically, but if you don't have life, then human rights are nothing. You need to protect life. There's a right to life which underlies the human rights, is I think what he was trying to say. Them's fighting words. Did you know that there was really such a thing as fighting words? Them's fighting words. Oh yeah, that's wow. That's great. Okay. Say it isn't so, Maven. Yeah, Shell. Yeah, thanks. Wifey had the Rona, had to go on oxygen. Oh my goodness, that is so scary. Because I've heard that the intubation was like the most dangerous. It was almost as dangerous as having COVID if it's not done correctly and removed correctly. Okay, my friend Bob and I, we love to look up the origins of words and phrases. So I'm gonna say, look up origin of quote them apostrophe s them's fight better just put fighting words, please. Okay, so Bob's on it. He's gonna tell me what the origin is. Oh, Mabel, you know. Well, from your life growing up and everything, just from experience about the them's fighting words. Yeah, don't push those triggers. Okay, well, I'm glad you are all on the mend, Andy and Wifey. By the way, did you ever read that book, Wifey? I do not know of which book you are speaking. Talk about steamy. Oh, really? And Andy had a touch of the Rona at the same time as wifey, but it was only slight breathing trouble, very similar to the pneumonia onset. Okay. Fighting words are a thing by law. This is I love this ramble. You guys are like, oh, Judy Blume. I used to love Judy Blume books when I was 12 years old and stuff. An old book. And it's called Wifey? I don't remember that one. In fact, if you asked me a Judy Blume title, I couldn't tell you one. I just know that every Judy Blume book I could get my hands on, I loved reading. This one wasn't for us, it was for our moms. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. Cool. Yeah, I've been reading some books by Nora Roberts. She's got a lot of different kind of theme sets, and this one is kind of the sisterhood books. I guess it's the latest one. It's called TikTok. And this group of women basically set about, well, because a couple of them are really rich and can afford to do anything. And so when there's an injustice that happens, a criminal injustice, they take matters into their own hands to make sure justice is served. Deanie, I think that was one of her books. Oh, you've read a lot of Nora Robert books. Yeah, she's a popular thing. My mom, I think, really likes her. So that's it, because the Kindle account is actually my mom's. So it's like my Kindle is one of my mom's devices, right, on her account. So whatever she gets is what I get. But then you can check out 10 or 12 books out of the she's got Kindle Unlimited. So she actually purchases books quite a bit. I'm sure she's got her budget as far as how many she can get and everything. And but she's really good about any Patricia Cornwell novel. She gets that right away for me. Andy, thank God you were spared that trauma. Yes. Yayas. No. Read Tiz. The Yaya Sisterhood. That was an amazing book, by the way. I don't remember who the author is. Shirley MacLaine was in the movie, I think. And my big takeaway from that, whether the book or the movie, they both got this message across, was that every generation has its own trauma. And because of the trauma that one generation goes through, then you raise your children in a way to avoid that trauma, which then causes a different trauma for them, that then when they go to raise their children, they're trying to avoid the trauma that they had and cause a whole new trauma, right? So it's like we're all passing on trauma based on the traumas that we experienced, trying to protect our children from the trauma that we experienced because of the trauma that came before us. Right? That's kind of was my takeaway. Saves wow, this saves years of therapy if you can get a handle on what this is really saying. It doesn't really matter what your mother or grandmother's trauma was, just recognizing the fact that they did the best that they could with where they were in their own life frees you not to be burdened with it. Excellent nonfiction. I could only get through 1/4 of Band. Oh, I want to see them. You mean through the movie, or was it a book first that was adapted into a movie? Because it did win 1 or 2 awards. I think it might have only won 1. I don't remember which award it won, but it won something. It won an Oscar. It won at least 1 Oscar. And is that Inesifrine free? It was a great book. The Yaya Sisterhood or the Banshee one? Yeah, I'd really like to see the movie. There's so many of the Oscar nominated movies that I'd like to see. I had no access to them. I mean, because yeah, there's pirate things, but I don't trust, a lot of the pirate stuff. It's all a big cluster F. I know that LOL about families reference. Yeah, yeah, about all the stuff. Yeah, but it really laid it out good in that book, because it was like Shirley MacLaine was, I think, Julia Roberts' mother. And so Julia Roberts had like all this chip on her shoulder, carrying stuff about the way her mother raised her. But then when you learned about the way the grandmother had raised the mother, then you start to realize why the mother turned out the way she did and parenting differently than she had been parented by the grandmother, tried to do it different, tried to do right by her daughter, but in trying to do right, the pendulum just keeps swinging and it never like centers. Elvis movie, I want to see that. Oh yeah, I know that's not the right title for the Banshee thing, but you started it off with Banshee, so I know which one you're talking about. But yeah, I want to see the Elvis movie. It looks like. Did you see the one about Freddie Mercury and Queen? Because I don't know, the clips that they showed during the Oscars kind of had that same feel. I don't know if it was the same director or a different director, but it seemed like it kind of had that same feeling, and that was amazing how that was done. I mean, I'm not like a huge Queen fan, but of course it was part of the music growing up, heard it was really good but sad, the Elvis movie. And you didn't like it. You didn't like the Queen one. You want to see the Kelsey Grammer movie. Which one was Kelsey Grammer? I don't even know which one that is. You have to tell me which one was Kelsey Grammer in. Did he make it or was he in it? I want to see The Whale, the one that Brendan Fraser was in. Me too, Andy. Thought the movie was great. The Elvis movie was great. No, wait, but you said you heard it was really good but sad, the Elvis. So you haven't seen the Elvis movie. Me too, Andy. Well, you could only get through a quarter of the Banshee movie? I'm seeing all your comments, right? You hesitate watching Whale. It looks like it's a movie. It's supposed to be really depressing, but it's supposed to be really good too. About him being a preacher during the 60s and 70s with the hippies. Your grandfather? Not your dad, right? Your grandfather? Kelsey. Oh, the movie. So the Kelsey movie is about him being. So Kelsey is a preacher during the 60s and 70s with the hippies. Oh, that does sound interesting. We're at one eyeball again. Somebody's popping in and out. It's only 10 o'clock here. But I got up early two mornings in a row. I got up early. Tomorrow morning I don't have to get up early. And so I'm wondering if my brain will sleep a little bit longer. You're steady, Eddie. All right, Chalet, you're still there. Now we're up to 2. Somebody's back in. It's probably just a matter of like cutting the Wi-Fi cutting in and out or something. A time change. Oh, is it time change again? Ooh, let's see. Bob has answered. And here's Kitty saying hello. He says the term fighting words itself is a well-known and well-used term, even making it into the U.S. constitutional case law. Oh, which is kind of what Andy was talking about, right? As in words spoken or written for the sole purpose of inciting a person to fight, are not protected speech under the First Amendment. Okay. Oh, you had to spring forward. Oh, okay. So Eastern time. What? It's 10 o'clock for me right now. So is it 9 or 11? Because I know you're going to be 6 months of the year. All I got to do is switch the AM PM and I'm good. The other 6 I can never remember. Is it an hour to, from 10 to 9 or from 10 to 11? You're at 11. Okay. East Coast time is at 11. Oh, well, that makes it easier for you, Andy, then, right? So instead of starting at 6 a.m., I'm starting at 7 a.m. for you. Would that be right, Andy? So, yeah, I came on at 10. When, for me, I started at 9. Oh, well, good. That probably makes it easier for Pacific time. Yeah. Because I was coming on at 6 a.m. for Andy. Yeah, but he was out walking the dogs. Time change here in NorCal. We went forward 1 hour. Arizona does not recognize the time. Right. Correct. And I don't think Utah does either. Because I think when I was living in Utah, it was like 6 months of the year it was one thing, and then 6 months of the year it was another. 7 now. Almost missed it. Yeah, I made it better. Yeah, so that's good. That's good. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. So even like if with my mom, Skyping with my mom or whatever. 7 now, almost missed it. Oh, let's see. It's a quote. Okay, the fighting words is a quote from literature. He says Gullible's travels instead of Gulliver's travels. They had it. Awesome. My live chat loves you. Kitty with heart eyes. Okay. That's my friend Bob. This way. Yeah. So see, he just sent me that information. All right. Oh, so do I. LOL. Okay. Good enough. Made it better. 7 now, almost was. Arizona doesn't, I think. Yeah, correct. Arizona doesn't. Oops, I see someone said that. Yeah, Andy said that. Shalai, it's just you and me again. You and me again. That sounds like a song. Oh, Mabel's still here. Your eyeball count is screwy as all heck. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I've got glitches. Sounds like something in my underpants. Oh no, I've got glitches. Oh. And Andy's got his sunglasses. I wear my sunglasses at night. La da 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 da. Oh, Helen Reddy. I am woman, make me strong. Da 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 da. Oh, you and me against the world is Helen Reddy. Okay. I knew there was something. Don't ask me to sing it. I can't think of the melody right now. You and me against the world. I don't know, something like that, maybe. I don't know. Hear me roar. Yeah. That's the I am woman, right? Oh, because I got the words wrong. Yeah, I believe that. I am woman, hear me roar, la, 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 as I crawl across the floor. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Da na 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 na. La da 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 da. Oh yes. Da da da. Na 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 na. I don't know. Yeah. Blah blah blah. You guys don't want to hear me words I don't know. I don't remember the words. In numbers too big to ignore. Oh, I am woman, hear me roar. In numbers too big to ignore. Okay, that's a good key for me. Yeah, because I'm singing low. I'm sure Helen Reddy sang it a lot higher than me. When you married Matt, you didn't have a dad to dance with. So you danced to that song with the last words of the song being, I love you, mommy. Wow. Oh, that is so sweet. I mean, it's bittersweet. That's bittersweet. Wow. I think she's low. Yes, me. My voice is alto. 100% alto. Now, the more I sing, the more I stretch my range, but I haven't sung regularly. So, yeah, it's not. You and me against the world with my son. Oh, nice. That's so nice. And her daughter was in the video. The Christmas video, Mabel's Christmas video, or wait, Helen Reddy's music video, which they didn't really have music videos back then, did they? And so Helen Reddy's daughter was in a video with her. Just a couple people walking by. Because Mabel's daughter was in her Christmas video too. Billie Jean King versus Bobby Riggs. Well, that was like a moment in history. You know, it was funny because my the two teenagers that I tutor, the boy, he needed to write an essay for school, so we were like kind of brainstorming. Oh no, it wasn't an essay. It was he had to choose a topic to have a conversation with the teacher. And it's a 10-minute conversation, and he has to let the teacher know the topic, because then the teacher would make sure they have a few questions and stuff. And so okay, well, let's, the best thing, start with something you already know, so a hobby or something. Oh, I love tennis. I said, okay. And I was like, who's the guy that always threw the racket? And I mean, there was Andre Agassi, but I think there was one before him that was always throwing his racket. Couldn't figure out the name. And I said, and then there was that woman, and he named some more modern woman. I said, no, like the first woman who like really got famous for tennis. And I could not think of Billie Jean King's name. Anyway, then we ended up moving on to classical music, because he plays the piano. So of course you have to learn classical music for your piano. And so we thought that might be a little bit easier. McEnroe. Yes. That's the one I was trying to think of. Thank you, Andy. You are a freak. Now, okay. Are you a walking encyclopedia, or are you just fast at like Googling things while we're in our conversation so that you could give the answer? Could be that. You danced with your son to You and Me Against the World. Late line in the song was I Love You, Mommy, which in the song was her. Oh, I get it. I love you, mommy. In the song was Helen Reddy's daughter on the record, her voice in the recording. And you danced it with your son. And oh, wow. How powerful. That is so sweet. Because, I have troubles with my son. And I think he's getting better. No ups, no downs. It's been kind of steady. McEnroe was a mess. Yeah. Yeah. He had, talking about someone with anger issues. Oh, not interested. Ooh, not interested. You know, that made me think of like love interests and the type of person to be attracted to and stuff. And it's like the better looking someone is, the more they might be narcissistic. Okay, I'm not saying that all beautiful people are narcissistic. Okay, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying in the dating scene, like as a woman, if there's a guy that's really hot, he's been treated hot his whole life, at least from high school on up, right? And probably as a little boy in his family too, you know, that he's the little prince, you know. And then that just solidifies in high school when he's the jock or the whatever, because he looks good, right? And you know, it's just like I have a hard time trusting that a relationship with that person would, even though it's tempting, because somebody is like, so, you know, they're movie star beautiful or handsome, then, but what's their personality going to be like, having grown up with that face their entire life? You know what I'm saying? It's the rare person that has beauty on the inside and beauty on the outside. I think Chalet, um, we can classify you like that. Oh my God, everyone cried. Of course they did. No, Google, no Google. You're not that computer savvy. You just know it all, and you're oh, but you're not a know-it-all. You just know a lot. Yeah, my daughter, she used to get like so upset at me, and that I know so much, and we'd be driving in the mountains, and I'm like, oh, you see, here we're changing the eco zone or the biosphere or whatever, because you see, here's this kind of tree and then this kind of bush, but now look, now we're getting the evergreens, you know, and stuff. And she just was so tired of it. Andy, I mean, Mabel is saying that you're a terrible Googler. At least you have that. Most memory, but since I made a mistake on, oh yeah, you told us last week about your mistake, then you're slower to just fire off an answer. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Snapchat makes you look really good. So is that what you're using? Is Snapchat for the lady one? That, yeah, that looks real nice. The Southern Belle, you know. Anyway, so yeah, on the love interest thing, I'm really, really, really cautious. And maybe I read too many novels. All right. Um, but if someone was to come up to me out of the blue and be really interested in me, I would almost be like worried that they'd be like a stalker, or maybe they, you know, a lot of times someone who's an abuser will be super sweet to get you hooked, you know, and then the moment they've got you behind the closed doors or locked in, then their personality changes, you know. um so I'm concerned. I'm not like super happy for somebody that is super excited. I'm glad they're excited. And you know, I was really cautious with my friend Sherry when she met her third husband, you know, so like before they got married, right? But she's telling me about him, and that this is the one and everything. And they met online, you know, and I'm just like, oh, Sherry, I don't know if this is a good thing. And it turned out it worked out. So I've seen that happen. I've seen it work, you know, but still, I'm just cautious. Pink hair, but don't lose Candy Girl. Exactly. Don't lose her. Don't lose Candy Girl. Mabel needs to make a video. Yes. Yes. And that one time you actually had your hair done up really nice and everything too. Looked really good. you know. And yeah. If Google would have been around, Lord, I could have found out a bunch of lies I was told. Yeah, this is true. You love the new video shorts. Yeah. I thought you did because I saw the comments you were leaving for her. Your husband told you that Pat Benatar went to Titusville High School. So is that where he went or you went or something? I don't know the connection with Titusville High School. Lost your crap yesterday on video. What? Why am I not getting notifications about that? I didn't know you had a video yesterday. Okay. Is it still there? If it's still there, I'll watch it when we're done. Oh, and that Mikey died from eating Pop Rocks and Pepsi. Really? The Mikey from the Life cereal commercial? You know, I love every now and then they'll get a box of Life cereal, but it's like $7 or something, right? And now I'd be able to afford to get one. That's a nice flavor, just a comfort food kind of thing. But ask Mikey, he likes it. You know, that Mikey died from eating Pop Rocks and Pepsi. Mabel, you're only being real. And you have 4 personalities now, so that's why you're a cult of personalities. So you've got, are you counting the Spider Woman one? I don't like that one. We've got the Cash Kitty. We've got the Cotton Candy Girl. We've got the new Southern Belle. Oh, and then yourself singing? Yeah, counting yourself as a singer. Okay. Had Google been around, you could have just disproven those rumors. Yep. Oh, Mikey died from eating Pop Rocks and Pepsi was a rumor that you could have disproven if if Google had been around. Yeah, the real you. Yeah, that what we call that, the core personality, the core. There's a medical term for like when somebody has multiple personalities, and I think it's core, maybe core personalities. Mikey did not die. Okay, I am following you. The chmas, the kitties are laying around, sleeping. You're a comedian. Oh, yeah, it's there. I don't really get mad, but oh boy, was I pissed. Name names, no BS. Really? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to listen to it when we're done. For sure. Yeah. Yes, you must watch it. Oh, and by the way, Chalet, I went to leave a comment after Andy's comment. So Andy left a comment on one of your videos, and then I wrote a comment replying to his comment, and maybe I just needed to like refresh or something. But usually you see, once you've hit enter, you kind of see your comment pop up, and it didn't. And I know you didn't block me or anything like that, but I just thought I'd mention that. The light in my living room 7 feet away just turned off by itself. Oh my gosh. And everything else is still on in your house? It's just the light that went out? Did the light bulb burn out? Could it be that simple? Tried to turn it on last night. It would not turn on. Did you change the light bulb? Or could something have happened in the wiring of it that burned out? You know? Or the plug that you're plugging, that the plug that it's plugged into, could something have happened to the plug? Try plugging something else into that plug, see if it works. Yeah, was it plugged in? I know. I think that sometimes people get carried away with the glitches. You know, yeah, there are glitches sometimes. You know, and I think 90% of the time they're perfectly normally explained. Voodoo, hoodoo, voodoo. Hoodoo voodoo, you do. Possibly bulb plug is in. Uh-oh, Andy, it might have been Kylie. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Andy, but there's Kylie Rodney. There are wonderful people that honestly believe. I think honestly believe. I don't think they're being deceptive about it. I think they honestly believe that that Kylie Rodney is like has become their spirit guide, kind of like an angel, but not an angel, more like a spirit guide. Yeah, Chalet got it. Sorry, that was mean. I know, I know. That's what I mean. And quite frankly, there is the possibility that this person would be actually receiving messages from somebody identifying themselves as Kylie. Okay, that's a very real possibility. Um, I have a hard time believing that it really would be her, but I'm not going to diss them for that. If they're having their own real experience and believing that it's Kylie, then that's what they're believing. And if people want to believe that with them, then that's their choice. And I think that they should be able to express what they believe. You're a comedian, you can say whatever you want to and we can laugh. But it's also mean to use somebody's spirit. Yeah, especially if it was being done on purpose. Wow, on the Kylie Rodney. Yes, yes. Um, what is she saying? She's in hell. Sorry, that's mean, but that's what it would be to me. And you can express that. And I welcome you, just as I would welcome her to be here and say whatever she wanted as well. Um, I mean, I think as long as it's expressing your belief without intending harm on the other person, which your channel, you can do that with your personalities, right? You're welcome. I totally respect your right to say whatever you want on the channel. On my chat, I think that yes, we can express what we believe, but let's make a line on like actually attacking anybody, not just the person that's kind of being mentioned here. um exactly, I had someone look at that channel and said she's being led by darkness and deception. Oh, yeah, I took that as bad energy coming in as Kylie. I got that feeling as well the first time. Yes, I not like over New Year's and stuff like that. I didn't feel it the way this time. I don't know what that means. If I'm more sensitive, that I should have picked up on something before and I didn't, or maybe what happened before was real and then this one's not. I don't know. I'm not interpreting it. I'm just saying my experience is that I felt like something was off this time around. Not attacking her, worried for her. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Mabel. Using tarot cards in a passive aggressive way is dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. Well, using tarot cards can be dangerous. You know, I, I, my opinion, I don't know if I've said it before, so I'll say it again, is that I think that there is a spiritual realm, and that with the free choice that we have, that God has given us, that there is a path, that with the choices we've made in our lives so far, there's a path that we're on. And that the trajectory that we're on at the moment is what the tarot cards can pick up on, and we're heading to disaster or we're heading for something good. It can say that. But what happens is you can always make different choices. So if you're heading for disaster, you can actually avoid that disaster by choosing something different. You know, for example, that's how I but the thing is tapping into the spiritual world. And if you're not protected, I mean, there's a lot of evil in the spiritual world. It's not all good in the spiritual world, in the spiritual realm. In fact, I don't really expect heaven on earth to happen outside of Jesus returning, because it's very clear that Satan, by whatever name you want to call him, is the prince of this world, of this planet. And we're here, we are in the world, not of it. So we're the outsiders being on the planet. Even though God created the planet, it has bounty, it has wonderful things in nature, but nature is also extremely violent and irrespective of anyone. It rains on the just and the unjust. What happens will happen to everyone, and in nature, you touch the light bulb and it came right on, but nothing you did last night would turn it on. And you have not had issues with it before with this light. Might be the plug outlet. Yes, it's possible. Or you could be haunted and it's turning it on and off. You're darn tootin' demons. Yeah. Absolutely. Think of it as Satan has a title deed right now to the earth until Jesus returned. Yes, that's a great way of putting it. You've had prayers of protection said for you, and you know how to surround yourself with grounding and protection. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, that's right. Let's just pray a little bit right now. Dear Heavenly Father, in Jesus' name, we just come to you that we have a hedge of protection around each of us here, Mabel and Chalet and Andy and myself, that as we navigate the internet and our own lives in our own states, you've brought us here together as friends, and we appreciate this bond that we have with each other. And we just pray for your Holy Spirit to come upon us and to give us discernment, so that we can walk the right way. In Jesus' name, amen. There we go. Yeah, ghost emoji. Andy, you could have the ghost in the light. It's possible, or maybe the light bulb is like a little loose, like so slight you can't even, it's not like wobbling, like it's loose, but like the connection, there's something with the connection, and so when you touched it, it helped the connection better inside the part where you screw it in. Maybe something inside there, maybe there's lint or dirt or cat hair or something, that's interfering with the connection, and then like you touched it, and so you didn't screw it, you just touched it, but it like helped the connection. Could be something like that. Amen. Yes, thank you. I used to be kind of a bit of a prayer warrior at one point. Not so much anymore, but it's more incorporated daily, like I'm on my motorcycle and there's a truck with cows on it going to slaughter, or chickens or something, and I'll just pray for them, and and thank them. Well, I'm thankful. I say thank you that you're giving your life that we can live, and I hope that whoever is taking care of you helps it not be painful, and stuff like this. It's just like it's constant whatever's around, even with traffic, it's like, thank you for, it's like I had an uneventful ride to work. There wasn't a lot of traffic. I got green lights, and I was like, Lord, thank you that I wasn't in an accident, that I was safe and I got here safe. Just little bits of every day, not big prayers, but Big prayers are okay too. God hears all of it, you know. You've seen a ghost, whatever the heck it was, so you don't have to convince me. Exactly. We had our paranormal conversation once, our ramble. Don't want no part of that. Ah, yes, amen. Okay. You're on a text chain prayer. I was what was I thinking that like it would be so nice to make a post that oh, I know what it was. You know how sometimes there's these like posters or things that it'll have like big words and little words, and some are vertical and some are horizontal, and some are bigger than others, and some are one font and some are a different font, and it's kind of all mixed up, but it kind of makes this really neat thing. And I thought that'd be cool to do that about myself. And I would love to put it out there. And you three don't do it. Three wouldn't be enough. But like if I like so like on my birthday, maybe I could do it on my birthday because I'll get like a hundred more than 100 people wishing me a happy birthday. So maybe I could say something like instead of a charity, oh, please donate to this charity for my birthday. It's like for my birthday, can you please tell me one word that you think describes me, the way you see me, right? And then I could compile all these words and do one of those neat things with all the words that people say. It's a group thing. We are supposed to spread the word of God by saying, bless you. You are so blessed by God, is spreading the word too. Yes. Yes. And yeah, and prayer is having a conversation with God. Yeah, it's just being real with him, you know. And so what was I saying? The bless spreading the word too. Oh yeah, here. So it's primarily a Buddhist country. There are some Christian churches, and some Cambodian Christian, not just like some foreigners going to church. Um, there's even ministries like the Joyce Myers ministry had like a was really active here, you know. And there's like maybe that's not as good as everybody thought it was, but anyway, there's a lot of different Christian stuff here as well as but the official in like 70-80% of Cambodians are Buddhist. Anyway, I'll have somebody ask me, oh, are you a Christian? Because they just think like kind of get this feeling like they think all foreigners are Christians or something, and they want to know if I fit the mold or something. And I never shy away from it, you know, even though I love going to the pagoda or to ceremonies and things and participating as just it's just cultural for me. It's not religious. It's just being part of the culture. And if somebody asks and I outright tell them, yes, I believe in Jesus. I don't go to a church. Um, but yes, I believe Jesus was God. So therefore I am a Christian. There's a mosquito buzzing around. Religion is a series of rituals. Yes. Yes. That somebody either nefariously or, you know, by their own real relationship with God, and this is what God asked them to do, then it ends up getting passed on to other people. In fact, I think I've thought this for a long time, even before all these mega churches and stuff, but even just regular churches, it just seemed like there's so much drama and administrative toxicity in churches, you know. And then you got to raise money to build a new church, and then you got to like raise, you know, so your tithe is taking care of people, but it's also like you know, you got to buy the new hymnals or whatever. There's always expenses. Once you have a building for a church, there's expenses. And I've always felt that it's meant, you know, when you're at church, but then you have these Wednesday night prayer meetings or Tuesday night Bible studies in somebody's house, right? So somebody's house is hosting it. And maybe it's just a praise and worship night, or maybe there's a Bible study or something. It's like that always felt real to me. It's like, this is what it's supposed to be. And I think that like Maybe God intended it like when too many people would fit in one person's house, then somebody else became a host, and like some of the people would go to that one, you know, and like it's supposed to be in people's homes and not in a church building. Kind of, yeah. Some of the traditions are wonderful. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. Mabel said, but I still have a sense of humor and people get offended by it. Get a life, laugh. It's not personal, except for my last video. God forgive me. Okay. I think God will forgive you. But I actually can't say because I haven't seen it, right? Um, Not only that, I haven't seen it, and how do I know what God's going to do or not do, right? Some traditions are wonderful. Yep, it's the administrative part. I say no to mega churches. Start another church. Let someone else lead it. There's plenty of good people. Exactly. Andy, Grandma always watched Catherine Coleman, black and white TV, and the Zenith Space Command clicker remote. I don't think I've heard of that name, but yes, there were some smaller um, TV evangelists or TV ministers that I think it was a great thing. I mean, if they weren't getting all caught up with putting gold toilets and gold faucets in their houses and buying private jets and stuff like that, um, then yeah, I think that TV was a medium that could reach people that might not have been reached any other way. And I'm sure there's plenty of testimonies of people that were sitting in a motel room ready to commit suicide, and they turned on the TV, and some evangelist or minister was on the TV, and it saved their life. So God can still work through it. God uses broken vessels. Isn't there something about that? You know, and if we're going to believe that about like individually that we're not perfect and God can still use us kind of stuff, God is so awesome that he can still reach people even through a mega church or something, something meant it's like the story of Esther, something meant for evil, God turned into good. There's always that. Oh, sorry, I hope that didn't hurt anybody's ears. As I was thinking, what would be perfect to say? Nothing's wasted. And then that made me remember that I was on, I don't know if it was Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or what, but somebody else said that. It's a quote by somebody. Let me Google it. And I was shocked. And I was like, is that just a synchronicity thing? Or did that was somebody aware of this quote? Quote. Nothing's wasted. But I was shocked. This is the quote. Who's in the good mystery, there is nothing wasted. No sentence, no word that is not significant. Paul Auster. I think that might have been it. Was that? Nothing is a waste of, no, not that. I don't know, but it was either that one or a different one. It might have been that one. But I was shocked. So let me see. Oh, and Mabel's laughing. She remembers those TV people. We are all humans. As long as we recognize and ask for forgiveness, it's okay to express. Yep. I am not God, but I believe his word. God absolutely uses people for good. Mabel, I am so blessed and want to share that and pay it forward to those who are deserving, even a drunk begging for money. You are so kind, Mabel. Look at Jesus's disciple. They were perfect. Oh my, no. Correct. And yes, Mabel. Yeah, I got called the worst one and flipped my lid. Not like me at all. I don't know what happened, Mabel, because I just remember that you and me were both in a live chat on the other channel together. We were both in a live chat, and that chat seemed to be going okay. But then I think I had to. I don't know if it ended first or if I had to leave first, or if there was another chat that happened after that you were in and something happened. Because I don't know. But I'm gonna watch your video, and I guess I'll find out. Now look, it says 0 eyeballs. Now come on. I think you guys are still here. 50, 52. Oh, it's time is 10:52, but the clock time is 10:52 p.m. But the live time was 1:50, like 1 hour 50 minutes. And it threw me like, what? Maybe I stopped. Oh, Mabel. Oh, I like Amelia. Oh, why would she do that? Oh, look, I'm crying. Oh, and she posted it to Shelly too. Oh, yeah, you're still here. 8:52 in NorCal. Okay, good. Yeah, now it says 3 eyeballs. I don't know why it only said 2. I mean, it said 0 eyeballs for a minute there. Unless maybe like the StreamYard's working, but the YouTube part got did it pause me at all? Was I didn't buffer or anything like that for you guys, right? Non-Christians love throwing that out there. Yeah, no, of course, of course. Why would you be called a Judas? Because okay, you're being accused of betraying one person. Yeah, and judge not. You are the least Judas-ish person I know. I'll go on record in saying that. You didn't betray anybody. It's been screwy the last few times you went live. Yeah, I've noticed that two things. My Wi-Fi, I think, is slow because the company that I'm with right now was not the company that I originally signed up with. They went out of business, and then this company took them over. But this company has like a lot of fees for installation and things like that. And so I made sure that, because like a lot of people were leaving when this company announced its bankruptcy, but not a resolution. A lot of people just left, but I stayed with them because the bankruptcy, the court said that they were still allowed to service the customers they had, but they couldn't actively get any new customers, right? And so then the company I'm with right now bought out the other company, so I was able to maintain my same plan and pay my same. Oh, I haven't made my Wi-Fi payment. They also slow it down when you made your payment. Let me make my payment really quick. I'm like 2 days late. That part of it. Quick payment. I have a template. Easy com. $23. Pay now. Confirm. Okay. Success. It's paid. Yeah, that could be. Okay, so one, the Wi-Fi was slowing down. Two, my computer is like so full that I'm clean. I saw buffering there. That was my first time that I saw buffering. Um, but anyway, like you need to clean up the computer because it's so full. Some programs or app and what the heck? I just got the black screen buffering again. You know, now I have two lines on the Wi-Fi. Um, you watch the video, you name names. Okay, I will. Wish you could put the video up on StreamYard with you. Well, technically I could. I don't know. People can go incognito and lurk as well. Yeah, this is true. I I don't want to risk playing the video, not because of the content, but because before when the internet was better, um, I was having problems if I opened up a tab and tried to, uh, like share my screen and show another tab. But you weren't here yet. I don't think I was telling Andy how much fun I had when we were all chatting and I was like, we were talking about the cars and things like that. And I think it was your interview one, because then we started rambling, right? And I just started Googling all the things that everybody's commenting about something, and I'm Googling it and putting pictures of it. So it made it even more interactive, not just what I'm saying and visual from me, but also getting visuals from what all you guys were talking about in the chat. I would love to do that. And so when I get into the new house and I get the new Wi-Fi, I think I'll be able to like make that the norm. Um, mm, yeah, didn't know that people could lurk. Don't know if you should play it. Yeah, well, I'm not. Uses the F bomb. Okay, it's awesome. Yeah, yeah, you were pulling up stuff. That was so fun. So I definitely want to do more of that. And um, oh yeah, the F bomb. That made me think. There's it's a crime, I think is what it's called. And the first time I watched the lady, it was kind of like her looks and her personality kind of irked me. And I give it a chance. And I clicked on it for whatever topic. I mean, it might have been the Daybells way back when the Daybells was just unfolding. Um, and like they hadn't been arrested yet, right? I mean, that long ago, Daybells. Um, but I wanted to hear what she had to say, and she's very good, very good, to the point, well spoken, um, creates visuals if necessary, and everything, and but they're not too long because she gets straight to the point. Um, well, I watched one of her videos yesterday, maybe, and I got like a warning sign. Oh, this content, because it was about suicide, or murder, right? Uh, because it's a crime. That's the name of her show. So there was a warning that said this video may contain sensitive content. Click here if you still want to enter. Yes, I want to enter. I thought that's perfect. That's perfect. Why? No need to demonetize people and give them strikes and things like that. So like, yeah, if Mabel wants to use F bombs, hopefully the YouTube doesn't care. There's plenty of comedians and stuff like that use them all the time, and their stuff's still up. It doesn't get strikes. Cursey words lady. Oh, the one that I found during the the Johnny Depp trial. She's a lawyer and she goes over stuff, talks about cursey words, or maybe there's somebody else also. Isn't it crazy how we can't say words? Yeah. I made a comment on the YouTube. YouTube has their own update, like every week. There's like an update, the new features or something like this, and somebody had left they reviewed their this content type policy, because it's all driven in their mind. It's driven by advertising, right? So nobody wants to advertise if it's bad stuff or whatever, right? It's like, that's ridiculous. There's plenty of people that are if somebody's, I don't know, they have to have a way to weed stuff out. So anyway, they were announcing that they created a tier system. So if there's no copyright or not even copyright, but content, let's say content issues, then you're on the green level, you're good to go or something. It wasn't green, yellow, orange, but I'm just going to use that as an example. You've got a tier that says green level, 100%. Anything advertising is clear. Then you've got, okay, this contains some content issues. So it's like the yellow level, and advertisers need to beware if they're going to be on it or not. Only selected advertisers can be put on it or something. And then there's like the orange one, and then there's like you're gone. George Carlin was the original Dirty Words guy. Yep. Yeah, she's a lawyer and she talks about cursey words. Yeah, I've seen her. So I wrote a whole thing, and there's someone's comment was about what happened with my channel or this or that, and I wrote a comment. Yeah, what's up with, is it real? Are people really getting strikes and getting, for saying suicide and murder? Is that really happening? Because if it is, that's totally wrong. Blah, 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 blah. There was one more up here. Some dude left a comment on the video asking me why I wasn't smoking my cig. What the heck? That made sense. That is so funny. And so who is this dude? And was he being malicious or just being friendly? I don't know. Oh, heck yes, Mabel. Emily D. Baker. Yes. I discovered her during the Johnny Depp trial. Coffee and cursed word. Yeah, but she says cursey. Yeah. Oh, okay. You corrected yourself in the next one. How many times am I going to do that? I think it does something to the algorithm. Yeah. I'm not monetized, so it doesn't. So I think I can get copyright strikes from music or something like this. But they can't demonetize me. Right. So, and plus I don't have that many people. So maybe that's why they don't care. But if it's an algorithm, it shouldn't matter how many subscribers I have. I have no clue about that person. Felt like a fake person. Could have been. Well, see, that's why I was saying, like, on one hand, okay, one person can be, oh, friendly. Hey, where's your cigarette? And another person might be like, oh, where's your cigarette? Don't you usually have a cigarette, little miss holier than thou? It could have been like that. Yeah, right. So, well, it's 11 o'clock here. I think I need to shut it down. It's been 2 hours. It's been a great 2 hours with you guys. And then I'll watch Mabel's video and go to bed. Like I said, I've been up early 2 mornings in a row. And then we'll see what next week brings. Who's here, who's not. And I don't know, maybe I'm trying to, I think in between my Tuesdays, put up little shorts or little real Cambodia videos or whatever. in between. But there are some times where it's like I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, gosh darn, I wonder if anybody's up, if anybody's around. It'd be nice to chat if there's anybody out there. I did that once and I just kind of deleted it afterwards because like nobody came on after, I don't know, after 15, 20 minutes. So it kind of helps if I have something that I'm a subject that I actually want to talk about in the beginning to give people time to get on. Like that's why I kind of do the news stories, the Cambodian news stories, because I don't know how fast people are going to jump in. Tone. Yeah. Yeah. But it's somebody's writing a comment, so you don't know their tone, right? Pam's monetized now. She has commercials now. Good for her. Yeah. 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 Good. Did Maven die or me? Oh, I don't know. I could have gone out for a minute. Sleep well. Thank you. You saw me the whole time. All right. And you're still up, Andy. Yeah. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Yeah. Probably not going to happen for me, but thank goodness I've got this job. Kind of felt like a little bit of jealousy vibes, that like finally I've been struggling for so long and finally things have turned around good for me and I deserve it because it's been a long time. And sometimes some people feel jealous that you're doing okay. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm doing okay. Oh my God. No, yeah, don't die, Mabel. Not yet. Not yet. You're going to clear up that pneumonia. You're going to survive. It's going to be okay, you know. And you've got help early. You've got your medication, you know. Uh, you're going to be okay. And I look forward to seeing everybody on Tuesday, next Tuesday. And who knows, maybe I'll pop jealousy. Why? I wasn't so happy for you. Oh, I know you are, Mabel. No, just like maybe some other people. I kind of get that vibe, which is their loss, I guess, because, you know, I'm going to be in the position to be able to do a super chat here and there or something and help people that but not yet, because this move is really, it's going to be costly to get the move done. But, and then once the move's done and make sure, but even with the budget that's going to savings, even if it's $20 a month, put $5 a week for someone or someone there, be able to do something. There I am. Okay. It was buffering. I can be over generous and to my own detriment. So, um, I will have some means, but I have to be careful so that I don't run out of those means, This is but one life for me. I'm not doing the reincarnation. Yeah. 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 I think myself that our souls are eternal without time. So this time that we're here on this planet, that we have this consciousness, we existed before and will exist after. But yeah, our time on this earth, I think is once. Myself. All you need is one viral video and you're off and running. This is true. This is true. And you never know what it's going to be. So I'm not going to try and make a viral video. I'll just keep being me. And you guys know I capture just whatever's going on in Cambodia. And one of these days, if it takes off, then, you never know what it's going to be. It could be cats or the dogs or the coconuts, maybe something in traffic, or who knows? It could be anything. So, Charlie bit you. Is Charlie your dog? Oh, like that little boy that bit his brother's finger. Did I have a video about this? You guys are all laughing. I'm whoosh. You know, I was talking to my friend Bob on Sunday. You know, we do the crosswords. I said, you know, this younger generation, they're not going to know what this means. Right over the head, you know. Google it. Little boy. Oh, from a long time ago, right? Oh, I see what you're talking about. That something weird just ends up going viral. Right. No, I did see that. Okay. Yep. Raving about being called a Judas. Yeah, you never know. It could go viral. Be careful what you wish for, right? That's why, you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with it just being this small group. And if it gets big and if I get monetized and I have a little passive income, then great. And if I don't, that's okay. Because what we have here is awesome in my books, you know. Yes, an English accent. Okay. So I am going to end it, and I will see you guys again on Tuesday next week. Well, oh yeah, because it's your Tuesday morning. Okay, so it's still because if I'm in the morning, then it's your night of the day before. But because it's my night, then it's still I can say Tuesday, and I think money can spoil that. It can. Gonna watch that video, Mabel. Oh, you too. Yeah. So do you have her? Do you have her channel? Do you need a link, Andy? I think I sent you the link before, right? Or yeah, you'll find her. You'll find her because I think even with in Chalet's videos, if Mabel's left a comment, you can click on her and it will go to her channel because you probably won't see. I don't know. Oh yeah, I didn't go into the. See, I set this up on StreamYard, and then what I normally do is I go over to the YouTube studio, and then I open up what I need to, and I check the box for the live stream replay. And I did not do that. So this live stream, this live chat might not be on the replay. Or sometimes, I swear, sometimes it's been on the replay, and I didn't even check any box. So I don't know what it is. You're going to watch it again too. All right. You're going to get a couple more watch time here, Mabel, from us. Just to agree. Yeah. Unstable Mabel. It should come up. Oh, already subscribed. Yeah. All right. Okay. Good night, guys. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you next week. Bye.